My 2-year-old son could not walk. He had never spoken even one word. I had taken him to several doctors and tried various medicines, but the result was always the same. The doctors did not know what to do. I could not carry this burden, watching my son unable to walk or talk. I became very sad and depressed. One day, I took my son to the backyard and began digging a hole. I was going to bury him and end this terrible pain. While I was digging, I heard the Lord speaking in my ears. Then I heard something like angels singing Alleluia. When I realized what I was doing, I fell to the ground and started crying. That night, I could not sleep. I had to talk with someone. Early in the morning, I went to talk with my sister, who had recently become a Christian. I told her I tried to kill my child. She told me that the Lord had stopped me from doing this terrible sin. She said I should get to know the Lord and that my son could be healed by His power. I asked her, if I pray to this God, will all my prayers be answered? She told me, if you believe in God, then yes, miracles can happen in your life. That night I started to pray to God. The Lord started calling to me again and again. He said He wanted me to come towards Him and listen only to His voice. I started to read the scriptures every morning. I thought about what God said, ask and it shall be given unto you. I got down on my knees and prayed to God, asking for forgiveness and guidance. I asked Him for His will. After that, a joy from the Lord began filling my life. For months, I kept praying and my faith grew. On one hot day in April, I was sitting and praying to God, while my eldest son was holding my younger son. While I was praying, I remembered a verse that said, "Be filled with light because the light is near you." At that moment, my whole house started to shine. My younger son, who could not speak or walk, stretched out his legs for the first time ever, and he started to stand on his own. He stood up on his own legs, and then his mouth opened and he spoke. He said, "Mama." My eldest son started shouting and said, "Mom, look, my brother's walking and talking." I closed my eyes and I began weeping and thanking the Lord. My eldest son ran out of the house and called to all the neighbors. He told them that his younger brother could move his legs and talk. It was truly a miracle of God. When I got up from praying and came outside, my youngest son was laughing and trying to walk on his own. At first, my husband and his family were very happy that our son was well. But after a while, they started complaining about this new faith I had found. But my love for the Lord had grown so much. I could not stay away from the church or stop sharing my testimony with others. When I would tell people what God had done, He would work through me in their lives too. And when I would pray for them, the Lord would answer immediately. My family became enraged as I continued my Christian faith. They tried to poison me, but that did not work. They broke into my house to kill me. I was in the house, right in front of them, but they could not see me. They could not touch me. The Lord was with me and protected me. After I was baptized, my husband beat me for disobeying him. He said he would banish me from his house if I did not denounce my faith. At that time, I was still very young and had no money of my own. I asked the Lord, what would happen to me if my husband put me away? The Lord says, Do not fear, I am with you." These words are deep in my heart. I know that God always answers my prayers. If I had to sacrifice my marriage to continue my walk with God, then I knew the Lord would be there with me each step of the way. When my husband cast me out, I had no money and no house to shelter myself and my children. But God performed another miracle, and He provided a small place for us to live. I had no money left for food, but again the Lord provided. Once, after I had prayed to God for strength, I found a bag of groceries sitting in front of my house. He even provided enough money for me to start my own vegetable business. I thank God every day for providing for me and my children through this business. My life and the lives of my sons became joyous because we knew God truly would never leave us. The Lord, in His wonderful ways, helped strengthen my faith by loving me. And He helped me to raise my children and grandchildren to know and love Him as well.